It's Saturday morning. It's like 6:15 in the morning, and I did debate going back to sleep. However, because it is Romanceathon and one of the books that I'm reading is a huge fantasy chunker, Serpent and the Wings of Night, I decided I might as well go ahead and start reading it. My Kindle is telling me I have about 7 hours left of it, and I'm starting to really wonder if I'm going to finish all of my books this weekend, because I haven't started either of the other ones. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this. It feels like I'm setting myself up for failure, but I'm not. I just know what I can handle. I will be happy if I finish 2 out of 3 of my books this weekend. I didn't vlog any last night because really all last night was me sitting in my dark living room with my Kindle and watching sprints. So I didn't vlog. But today I'll kind of just take you through the day with me as I try and finish Serpent. I love it. It's so good. Make myself some breakfast in a little while. And the pool is open, so if it's not too overcast, we might go and read some Serpent by the pool. That would be fun. And I don't know. I don't have much going on this weekend. Just want to read, just want to relax. I'm almost done with school. We started exams yesterday, and then I have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday left of exams, and then Thursday is a half day for kids that miss their exams to come. And we have like a staff banquet. And we're just working on like cleaning our rooms out, giving our kids the tests, making sure all grades are in, all that fun stuff. And then we have to label all of our furniture into the hallway because our classrooms are getting new floors this year and they're getting painted this year. And I'm so excited because my classroom is ugly, always ugly. Serpent and the Wings of Night. Right now, our main character has gone through the first and second trial of, the Kajari, and she's obviously met Rain, and she's met, I can't remember her name right now, I've been reading it so fast, but you know, they're all just kind of living in their own world. Everybody's thinking that they're gonna kill each other. It really is like vampire Hunger Games, but the moodiness and like the darkness of the story is really gripping. Everybody's drinking blood everywhere, but Araya's not a vampire, so she's not drinking blood. But it's very deadly, it's very high stakes. No romance or anything is going on yet, which I kind of like. I'm just getting acclimated to this crazy, insane world. And yeah, I'm having a really, really, really good time with it. We're gonna pretend like this is a culinary masterpiece, and not that I broke the egg, and not that I opened the wrong side of the pepper and it fell everywhere, and we're gonna hope it still tastes good. So, bone apple tea. All right, it's a little later in the day. I had my coffee and ate breakfast. I'm not really like gonna get ready today, but I did my hair in some pigtails, washed my face, all that fun stuff. Do you wanna say hi? Here's my baby. Everybody thinks you're so pretty, 'cause you are. I'm actually wearing my Crescent City shirt today. I got this from Etsy a couple months ago. It's like real big and oversized, and it's a perfect reading shirt, but also I kind of thought it fit the whole Romanceathon in a unique way. It's definitely fantasy romance and secret. I have not read the second book yet. I hope to do that sometime before the release of the third one, just to give myself some time to read some other things. But Serpent and the Wings of Night. Really, really, really enjoying this book. It's still not hitting like quite as hard as Fourth Wing was, but it's getting pretty close. We're about to be in the third trial. I feel like the trial setup is not a spoiler. It's pretty obvious from the very beginning of the book, and maybe even the synopsis, that that's what we're heading into. And our main characters are working together. There's definitely not romance yet. They're just working together to achieve, you know, success in the trials. But I feel like something is at play politically that none of our main characters have a grasp on, because they're kind of being contained in this bubble of the tournament and not getting much of the outside world right now. So I'm curious to like the bigger picture of what's going on in the world outside of the tournament, and I feel like I'm not gonna get any answers for quite a long time, and I also might be making this completely up, so we'll see. So for teacher appreciation, we got these little like Whataburger coupons. It's like you could buy a drink and fries and get a burger for free. So I think I'm gonna take advantage of that for lunch today. I don't get fast food very often, but every now and then I'm like hankering for it. And I think that sounds really good this afternoon. Liv is doing sprints at noon, which means they start at 11 for me. So I don't really know when I'll be picking up lunch. Sometime then. Whataburger is like right down the road. How much longer do I have of this book? I have 6 hours left. So like theoretically I could definitely finish this today. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. I just have to stay focused and not like get on my phone at every given moment, which has been my struggle lately. I have 2 other books I want to get to. Oh, and tomorrow I have an in-person book club meeting. So we're actually reading Remarkably Bright Creatures, which I read in January, and it's one of my absolute favorite books of the year, if not ever. I loved that book, and I'm so excited to talk about it, but I'm worried because I've forgotten a lot since I listened to it in January. But I think it's going to be a good time. We're meeting at one of my favorite places where you can get coffee and pie, so duh, that sounds good. And I think it's going to be too overcast and rainy to go to the pool today, so that's disappointing, but we will be going soon, never you fear. Also, since this is technically a Kindle reading vlog, I just have to say I'm loving reading on my Kindle right now. Here's the main 2 reasons I like to read on my Kindle. 3 reasons. I feel like it goes by so much faster. Like you just speed through because you're not taking in how big the book is at any time during your reading experience. Number 2, it's lightweight. Number 3, I can read without turning any lights on. And I know that's so lame, but like, I love it. I love the like ambiance, and this book is so moody and so dark that it feels so cool to read it in the dark with dark mode on. So love that for me. Let me know how you like to read on your Kindle. Do you do dark mode or the other way? I just like to know. I'm nosy. I like to get in people's business.
If you run with me, I gotta work for the both of us. I'll put you in the driver's seat. Don't gotta hurry in the love. When you ride with me, don't gotta worry when tomorrow comes. I'll put you in the driver's seat. Don't gotta hurry now, cause we stay in control in the name of love.
Sprints have been over for a little while now, and I'm getting really close to page 400. Still really good. I don't even know what time it is. It's probably around 5. And I definitely think I'm probably only going to get 2 books read this weekend, but that's okay. Because tonight my best friend is coming over, and then we're going to have some dinner and maybe watch something. And then he's a big reader too, so we're probably also going to read because that's what we do for fun. And that's amazing that that's what we do for fun. And I'm not ashamed of it at all. I did go for a walk this afternoon. Ignore my trash that I have to take down. Just ignore it. Apartment problems. I'm trying to decide what book I want to read after Serpent. I have a sports romance with an MMA fighter and a teacher. And then I have In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. And I loved Love Light Farm. So I don't know yet. I'm going to have to see what I'm in the mood for. But good morning, friends. It is now Sunday morning of the readathon. And I'm still on Serpent and the Wings of Night. This weekend may not have gone according to plan because obviously readathon, I wanted to read all 3 books on my TBR. And at this point, this might be the only book that I read, and I'm not mad about it. I ended up hanging out with my best friend, who I have not gotten to spend quality time with in quite a long time, last night, and that was fun. And obviously, like, I'm going to prioritize my relationships over reading books. So I was really happy that I got to hang out with my best friend. We ordered pizza, and we watched My Name is Earl, which is just an all-time classic, but it does mean that this vlog is not going to be the most exciting vlog. That said, it is still Sunday morning, and I do still have the whole day ahead of me, so I'm gonna get some reading done right now. I might finish this book this morning and be able to start a second one, so that's exciting too. And then this afternoon I have Real Life Book Club, where we're gonna talk about Remarkably Bright Creatures, which I think I already told you about, which I read in January. So don't mind me. I'm gonna stay all snuggled up in my Halloween spooky cat blanket because it's the one that I have right now, and get some more reading done. Talk to y'all in a little bit with an update. Just read chapter 40, and first of all, we got the spicy spice. We knew it was coming. Carissa Broadbent, after reading 2 of the first books in different series, she is so good at the slow burn, like, my goodness. But also, the last sentence of chapter 40, I knew it, and I've known it since the beginning. I have known it since the beginning. I have to go to Real People Book Club now, but I am wearing just some leggings and then this I'm with the band shirt that I got from Etsy. So off to Real People Book Club, Remarkably Bright Creatures. Talk to y'all afterwards. Updates. Real Person Book Club was so fun, and that's how I'm going to refer to it because we don't have a book club name, but Real Person Book Club, 10 out of 10. Got a slice of pie. We talked about Remarkably Bright Creatures at the pie coffee shop, and props to the guy who sat down in the room that we were in and listened to us talk about the logistics of octopus breeding for like 10 minutes. And then the other exciting news that came from Real Person Book Club was that I suggested Shady Hollow randomly for a book, and it got picked. So we're gonna read Shady Hollow in June, and I hope everybody likes it. I obviously haven't read the series. I'm just going off of recommendations from other people, so I'm really excited. I need to order it for myself or go find it at the bookstore, but yay, that's gonna be fun. I'm about to go upstairs, make myself some dinner, and finish reading Serpent and the Wings of Night because I'm so close to being done. Also, another update. When I was getting ready, I finished listening to Viola Davis's memoir, which is so good. If you want a good, like, actor's biography, I'd highly recommend this one. But it was even more fun for me because there's a part of it where she talks about filming The Help, and that's done in Greenwood, Mississippi. I'm from Mississippi, if you haven't been watching my channel, and listening to her talk about places that I've been, like the Crystal Grill and things like that. That was really fun. And as an actor, it was just also really powerful and empowering to listen to her process and like her views on acting. Like, one thing that she said was, you don't learn from other actors. You don't learn by studying other actors. You learn by being a student of life. And she just had really great commentary on the whole process. So she's an excellent narrator. If you can listen to the audiobook, I highly recommend it. And now I'm going to go finish Serpent and the Wings of Night. I did it. I finished Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. Holy cow. People had told me and I'd heard discussion about the ending, but I truly had no idea what was going to happen. Like, I had theories, and none of my theories ended up being correct. So what a wild ending, and what a setup for book 2. And I can't pick book 2 up right away. So that's gonna just live in my brain for a little while. Let's talk about the book as a whole. I loved it. It wasn't a 5-star for me, and here's why. If I had to read the word mother one more time, that felt like lazy writing to me. We don't need to hear it that many times. It's just like phraseology that was overused, in my opinion. I think that this book was a solid 4-star, and I'm only giving it 4 and not higher because Fourth Wing was a 4.5, and I feel like I liked Fourth Wing just a little bit more. But this book was so good, and the sequel has potential to be 5 stars, and Carissa Broadbent's other book, Daughter of No Worlds, was 5 stars. So like, I think her books are absolutely amazing. I think she is an incredibly prolific writer, and I really enjoyed this book. And when people give it the comp title of Hunger Games but vampires, they're 100% correct, because that is what it feels like. So we have Araya, who is a human raised by a vampire father who more or less adopted her, kept her as his ward, whatever you want to look at that as. And she decides to enter this tournament that only happens every 100 years with the hopes that She will win, and the winner gets a wish, and she has a very specific wish that she would like to ask for. However, she ends up allying with a vampire during this, and because it is a fantasy romance, you can take it from there. She may get more attached to a competitor than she had originally bargained for, but this book is so dark and broody. Like, when you are reading this book, the color of the book is red. And I don't know if that makes sense, but like everything was like tinted red in my brain while I was reading it. It was just very, very red and gray and black. And there's so much blood and gore and destruction, but it makes sense in the context of the book. And I don't like to see blood in a movie, but for whatever reason, I could deal with it here. And the stakes are high from the beginning of the book to the end of the book and beyond. Like, the stakes are still high and the book just ended. Do I recommend this? Yes, I will say, because I know some students, maybe parents of students, have found my channel. I would not recommend this book for middle school. I would wait till we hit high school at least to read this book due to some of the content, but I enjoyed it, and because I am an adult, I can read the books that I choose, you know? I just read them with a discerning eye, and this one was a whole lot of fun, a whole lot of unexpected twists and turns, and can't wait to read the next one. But let's talk about Romanceathon as a whole, because the weekend did not go as anticipated. I had 3 books on my TBR, and I finished 1 book off of the Romanceathon TBR, and I also finished Viola Davis's autobiography, so I still read 2 books this weekend. It just didn't quite go as planned. As I stated earlier, my real life relationships are going to come before books any day. So I had a very fulfilling weekend. I really enjoyed Real Person Book Club. I had some good food. I had some good time with my friend, and I'm ready to kick off this last week of work. If you watched all the way to the end of this video, why don't you leave either a rose emoji or a vampire emoji, and let me know if you read The Serpent and the Wings of Night, or if you participated in Jordan's Romanceathon. And if you did, tell me what books you ended up reading this weekend. Be sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more bookish content from me. And you can also find my social media and other important links in the description box below. And I will see you in another video very soon.